Okay, we were going to get the player 2 turn to work, and we were going to use functions to make this easier by reusing the code here. So we're going to rename this not to P1 role, but player role, and we're going to pass in a player. So I can pass in either player 1 or player 2. In order to do that, I'm going to need to use a function expression here, right? Because I want to give this click event, I want to define a function, right? I have to give it a function declaration, either the name of a function or a function expression. And inside of this function expression, I will then call player role with player 1, like so. And let's copy and paste that so that when it's player 2's turn to roll, I can just call player role but pass in player 2. So a player will be either player 1 or player 2. Now in this function, I'm going to need to update this this P1 thing. So I'm going to actually store that inside. We'll give it an ID. Player1.id is P1, and player2.id is P2. I could, I guess, technically also just do it here, right? Pass in P1 into this function, and when I call it here, do P2. But since I have this object, right, instead of having multiple parameters, this is actually a little timeout here for a second. This is actually a really cool thing with objects, is that when you're working with functions and objects like this, it works really well because I can pass in tons of information with just one argument, right? I don't need 5 different, 3, 4, 5 different parameters or arguments. I can just have the one argument and the one parameter. So that's kind of an advantage of objects here, because otherwise I would have had to do, P1 total points, P1 turn points, the string P1 for the ID. But as it is, just one argument that contains these 3 things. Awesome. Okay, so now we need to update this so that it works with anything. The roll number should be fine. But here I'm going to need to take out that P1 and go a player, right? Whether it's player 1 or player 2 dot ID plus, right? So it'll be either P1 roll image or P2 roll image. And this should be fine. Okay. And then here we'll just update this with player dot turn points. We'll increase by the roll number. Here again, we'll go player.id plus the string turn points will be assigned player.turnpoints. Good. Same thing here. Player.turnpoints will be 0. Player.id plus turn points. Player.turnpoints. Okay, that seemed pretty straightforward, just substituting things in. So we're either using the player 1 or the player 2. I'm going to cross my fingers that should work. I don't want to test it yet, though, because I want to get the switch turn working as well. Actually, no, let's try it. So if I hit this, so it's still got the 3, still got the 5. If I hit hold, it goes there. And this, okay, yeah, it didn't switch turns. When I rolled the 1, it didn't switch turns because I don't have that working. Switch turn still goes from player 1 to player 2. But it looks like the roll is working and hold I haven't done yet. Okay, I think we're all right there. Switch turn, what I'd like to do for switch turn is if we look at that function, all I really need is the P1, P2. So what I'd like to do here, oh dear, what do I need to do here? I think I need to know, I want to switch turn from one player to another. So I'll do ID1, ID2, and then I'll switch from ID1, is that a comment? Switch from player with ID1 to player with ID2. And then I could just do things like this, ID1 plus, oops, header.classlistRemove. And then this is ID2 plus, that's what I want to add. And then this is going to be ID1 to disable. ID1 hold button will be disabled. And then ID2 roll button will be disabled, will be false, so that enables it. And then ID2 hold button will be enabled. So I just need to pass in the P1, P2, or P2, P1. So I think I just need to do an if statement here where I can say if player.id is equal to P1, right, P1 or P2, that means that it's player 1's turn, and I want to switch from player 1 to player 2. Else, it must be player 2's turn, and I want to switch from player 2 to player 1. Cool. Okay, I think that makes sense. And that has the ID1, ID2, which I've updated. Let's try that. All right, roll, roll, roll. What am I testing? This is when I lose, so I need to roll a 1. Awesome. I rolled a 1, 0 points, and it switched turns. And now this is active, and I rolled a 1, and it switched turns. Cool. Roll again. Let's hold. Okay. So now, of course, when I pressed hold, I'm calling switch turn without the parameters, so it has a big problem. Okay. All right. I think that's good. Let's do the same thing with the hold function. So I'm just going to rename it to player hold function like so. Player hold, player 1, and end the function there. Awesome. So now we'll do, copy and paste that, and we'll change that to P2 hold, and we'll pass in player 2. Right, so just the same principle as the roll function, and in the hold again, we'll call this player hold, takes in a player, and again, we'll do not player 1, but a player dot total points is assigned a player dot turn points. Awesome. Player dot ID plus points will be assigned a player dot total points. Check for win. So if a player, what am I all deleting? A player dot total points is greater than 100, then I'll alert player dot ID plus this. So we'll just say P1 wins, whatever, that's fine. And then I can reload the page. Else player dot turn points is assigned 0, and then player dot ID turn points become 0. And then the switch turn thing will just be this. Copy and paste. Oh dear. Okay, let's see if that works. It's probably a mistake somewhere, but we'll see. So if I roll, I get a 3. I got a 1, so I lost my turn points and I didn't save anything, so it's now player 2's turn. Great. Roll the 4, roll the 2, roll the 3, 15 points. I'm going to hold. Yes, I got 15 points and it switched this turn. Okay. Roll the 6, roll the 4. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Ooh, 25 points. Let's save. All right. Oh, I just rolled the 1 right away. Okay. 2, 6, 12. Ah, come on. Oh, come on. Seriously. What are the odds? That was a lot of 1s. Okay, 25 points. Let's save again. Oh, do I push it? One more time. Yeah, 30 points. Nice. Okay. Keep going. Oh, that's pretty good. One more time. Oh, 36. I'm going to hold. Okay. Can I win the game right here? 41. Oh, that's tie game. Awesome. Okay, let's try this again. How many points do I need to win? Quick math. 14. What? Hey, P1 wins, and it quickly refreshed and then reloaded the page and whatever. I could redo that. Okay, I think that's done. Okay, awesome. Like I said, the winning I wouldn't mind updating a little bit, but again, the key thing here, we've got our global variables that we use to keep track of our data. I'm using this function expression in order to call the player role and player hold functions with the arguments player 1, player 2, so we can reuse this function based on what player gets passed in. This function looks all right. We did a little bit of reusability with this switch turn function, which I'm actually wondering, because this and this look identical as well. We could have actually made a switch turn function that did this, and then, well, whatever, that's fine. I'm going to leave it for now. I think that looks pretty good. Hopefully that shows you kind of how, this isn't a huge program, but it gives us a simple working game. We've got 2 decent-sized functions with some logic in there. The code is quite a bit shorter if we didn't use functions, right, with the parameters or arguments and reusability. Think about it, we'd have to duplicate both of these, right, for player 2, so that would make it twice as long, plus the switch turn would be in each of these, so it would be twice as long. Anyway, yeah, this totally makes it way more efficient, and we're reusing the code. Okay, make sure also when you're coding you have your comments in here to show the logic of how things work. And that's it. Don't spend too much time playing this game. It's kind of fun to see. Anyway. It looks like it's totally working. Okay, good. Okay, 3 videos. Hope that made sense. We'll do one more for program organization that's based on the platformer. Okay, so more of a graphics one with the game. We'll take a jumping player, moving platforms, and put it all together into kind of a starting. It won't be a full-blown platformer, but kind of a start to it. Okay, thanks a lot. Hope that made sense. Take care and see you in the next video.